Hi, welcome to the Jesus Friends TV podcast. This is Relationship Talk. I'm so glad to have you once again in this edition. My name is Joseph Oshoma Etsegbe, the convener of Jesus and Friends Outreach Ministry International, and also your host of this program. But today, I'm going to have a different anchor that will be anchoring today's edition. Our topic today is domestic violence, the right approach. And so with me today, I have my very good friends and people I know will do justice to this topic. And also, at the end of everything, in your listening and watching, you'll be able to come out with something tangible. Now, my guests today are coined from different sectors of marital discourse. And I would want you to focus on every point they bring out. And so today I have with me, as you've always known, my wife. She is the CEO of Due Groceries, Due Initiatives. And I'm so glad to have her here to do justice to this topic. Her name is Dorcas Mabel Etsegbe. You're welcome.
Thank you, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I hope this topic, they're going to see more of you.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now, I also have my very good friend. He's a longtime friend. It's the clergy, he's a pastor, and also someone that has been dealing with marital discourse and encouragement for a long time. He is the founder and convener of Jonel Mission Network, a capacity building network where young people are raised to change the discourse in the society. So I want to welcome my friend, Pastor Lijo Namwa.
Thank you, sir. It's
God
my
bless you,
pleasure
sir.
having you.
Yeah. And finally, I have the elegant stallion, a woman I call the elegant stallion because she has, touched me and every other person that I've brought close to her. I have the convener and founder of Lower Term Helping Hands Foundation, a non-governmental organization, and also she's also the associate pastor of Daylight Revival Church International. Please encourage me as I welcome our mommy, Pastor Mrs. Lola Gilbert.
Thank you very much. Bless you, sir.
Thank you very much,
for
ma.
having me.
Thank
I
you
love
for
your
coming,
smile.
ma.
You're welcome. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank sir.
Now, like I said earlier on, I'm not going to be the anchor of this edition. I have with me my wife and my pastor friend because, it's very important. This is a very sensitive topic. So I would want to hand it over to them. And over to you, Pastor Lijo and Sister Dorcas. God bless you, ma.
Okay, so once again, we are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for
We
coming.
have before us here a very important topic that has to do with how to handle the pressure in the society, more so doing as relating to the family relationship. So the topic is domestic violence, the right approach. So to start with, we are going to be having the first question, and that will go to you, sir. It has to do with how to understand domestic violence in uh, the society, the type and the signs. So, as the question goes, how does domestic violence manifest in ways that might be immediately recognized by church members? Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful that I'm on this set. Now, for me, I would say domestic violence is something that it's not easy to identify. It's also very easy to identify because what we call domestic violence, in the general sense of it, is more than is more than what it is. You understand me? Like what we call domestic violence is like when a man eats, his partner, or when there's a quarrel or a fight in a marriage. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to use marriage because I also believe that some people, even while they are not yet married, dating, they still fight. You understand? They still fight. So I don't want to use the word marriage. I use relationship. So many people go through such things like emotional violence, like communication violence, like so many other things. But I think one of the major part is where it gets to the point where a partner is being beaten or injured or battered. You understand? That is where most of us think that it has to do with violence. But I also believe that there is more than that. Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any particular signs that are more of an indication of domestic violence?
When a partner is not happy about the marriage,
Once the partner is not happy
it's not happy.
about it.
There's something going on.
Okay. If
Violence brings sadness.
Oh wow.
It brings sadness, brings unhappiness. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay, I think that is a very strong one there. Okay, so my experts here. The same question. You
Okay.
are more in the social world dealing with women and young children in this regard. If I may ask, what are the subtle signs that are indicative of this domestic violence that you can tell us?
Thank you so much, sir, for having me once again.
You're welcome.
I want to come this way that domestic violence itself can be either ways. It may be by a man or by a woman.
Yes.
The problem we have now is that most people believe that what the Bible said about women, that we are weaker vessels. So they believe that most times when you talk about domestic violence, you are referring to a man battering a woman. Whereas there are so many cases that women batters men. And to me, I think the first subtle sign when you are in a relationship and your partner is telling you, you are for me, I'm for you, no other person. I don't want any family around. I don't want friends around. There are places you can go. There are places you can never go. There are people you talk to. In fact, from now, you don't have friends. I am your friend, you are my friend. When you are having such, is a sign
It's a sign.
that you need to be very careful with that relationship. Take your time, look at it, what that person is saying. Is he selfish saying that? Is she selfish saying that? Because sometimes the person may not be selfish in saying that. But when it has to do with selfishness, that the man is saying, only me, only me. When you want to talk to only me. When you want to do this, only me. When he's not even concerned about the society around you or the community around you or the people that you have ever lived your life with. Coming to him now is only me. So when he's sounding selfish, that's a very good sign for you to know that you are in it.
Okay. My question is, ma, how can we educate people? How can we educate people in the society to notice violence in marriage? Because sometimes you see people, they look happy outside of their home. You see them on the street, you see them in the church. They're looking so radiant, they're looking happy. But inside of their home, they're really experiencing hell.
And in
How
most
do
cases, even the outsiders may not even know
Yes, that they
There's
are
that
something
going
things
going on
like
through
that
inside.
are going on.
issues. Yes,
Inside.
they are going through issues. They are sisters or brothers that, in fact, we take violence to be only women. But do you know that men go through violence in marriage? That they are dying slowly, that you don't even know. So what are the signs that you see? What are the signs? How do we detect this? How do we get to know that this person is going through violence in the marriage?
Thank you.
Welcome. Ma.
I think another thing or another sign is coming from body language.
Okay.
Okay.
If I see a couple, the way they treat each other outside, even without speaking, I should be able to tell.
Even if they pretend.
Yes.
Okay.
Because their body language will tell so much about them.
Psychologically.
Yes. And physically, you can even talk. You can even see it. Physically, a man that maybe a question is asked, both of them should react to that question. And the wife, maybe the wife just wanted to answer. And the husband is like.
Body language.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that, you know that it's like these people. Maybe the next time again.
Why is it always like that? Is it that if the woman answered the question, she will be more of a satirical approach given
Or
to that
probably
question?
she will bring out some things that she's not
Yes,
supposed
that
to
she's
say.
not supposed to say.
Okay.
Yes.
There are some things that such a man wants to keep secrets.
Yes.
That he believes that if my wife should say anything, the secret will come out. So it's better immediately the person will come and you are like,
Okay.
I want to see. Okay. It's like this person does not want his wife to speak.
Okay.
So from there, you don't have to say it out. Sir, you don't want your wife to. No. Immediately, that is a sign for you to know that that woman is not free. If it's a man, that man is not free.
Okay. So, cultural and religious perspective on domestic violence. What has our society, our culture done to us? Because let me say us, because we all have our relationships and we know what we go through. What has our culture and our family, our beliefs, our religion has done to us? What is the effect of this on violence? I think that question goes to
Okay.
you.
Now,
Reverend.
on my own part, I would say that human perception is very important.
Okay.
Now, religion is not meant to cause violence, quite all right.
Yes, sir.
And they are also not meant to quell it. But you see, it depends on how you perceive it. Because even religious leaders are being, domestically violent.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I have seen, some clergy. When I use the word clergy, I'm not talking about Christian or Muslim. I'm talking about every other person that's a religious leader.
Yes, sir.
You understand? I've seen some of them, the way they speak on the altar, you can be able to on their, they have the opportunity on the podium. You see that the kind of words they speak out, you understand, it contains a kind of a violent, actions and enforcement. And those things are not too good for marriage. You understand me? Like a pastor will say that if I get to the house and you say you are my wife, I listen to that. If I get to the house, I watch it on TV. If I get to the house and you say you are my wife and you cannot provide food for me, then why will you tell me I should not go outside? You understand what I'm saying? So that may sound, kind of, and you can't imagine what the wife of this man
He's
was
going through.
Now, so when you look at culture, now in our culture, it is believed that a woman worship, in quotes, the man.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Our culture also says that a man can commit adultery and it's not an issue, but a woman committing an adultery is a big issue. Now, if you also want to relate that to the Bible, it's also, I think, when they say when a woman, you understand, is caught in adultery. The Bible did not say when a man.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The Bible did not say when a man.
The law exempted the man.
The man.
Yes,
So even the Bible exempted the man.
Yes.
So
The
you
woman
understand what I'm
is the victim here.
Okay.
I'm not saying the woman. I'm just. You are asking me what is the effect of our culture, our religion
Okay.
to domestic violence. So
what
now, so when the man now holds on to all these things, it's justified if he wants to rule over the wife and the wife doesn't want to accept this rulership.
Okay.
I don't want to lose
The
leadership.
kingship.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Are you saying, in other words, that the man or the religious leader now somehow import his own culture into the religion?
No, I'm saying that it's perception.
Okay.
How he perceived the Bible to be, how he perceived the culture to be, how he perceived, you understand me? Now, if I tell Yoruba used to make one proverb, they say Pelela Koulabo. You understand what I'm saying?
You need to interpret that.
Oh, sorry.
Just spoke in tongue.
You understand me? Now, when I tell you, sorry. Abi, I said sorry,
Sorry.
but I said sorry.
Okay,
And,
okay,
and
It's
okay.
two
that's a
different
that's
things.
a
Very
magic
sorry and
word,
very
but
sorry.
there's
Yeah,
a way to it.
exactly.
It's
That's
either
why
the
the
positive
English,
way
the
or the
Yoruba man
negative
say
way.
"Pẹ̀lẹ́ lákọ̀ọ́lá," but
Yes,
the
sir.
way I will say sorry, and it to seem as if I'm not actually sorry.
Even though sorry is a magic word.
But I'm not actually sorry. I'm just sorry because I just wanted you to know that I said I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay,
And so
okay.
the same way, the way we perceive an information matters most. Jesus said when a woman is caught in adultery, Jesus did not say when a man is caught in adultery. A man can justify that. It's Jesus that said it. Now,
Okay.
in the culture also, in my I'm from Edo State. In Edo State, a woman that goes to go and do nonsense outside and comes back, you can't accept that woman, no matter what you do. But a
Okay.
man can do anything he wants to do. The woman has no choice. You can't leave a house because of that. That's culture. Now, do you think that woman will be happy with that kind of life in that marriage? So that's what I'm saying. So somehow we are not talking about battering alone. We're talking about emotional violence, emotional damage that it causes
Okay.
to a woman. That's okay. It to say that me go do, I'm not, they go pursue me for house. But see what they do now. You understand what I'm saying? So those are things that people go through in marriage that they cannot talk out.
Okay, hold on, sir. Let me come to you, ma.
Yes.
Experts, do you think this cultural belief, okay, can play a role in both hindering uh, um, the normal or the addressing of domestic violence in the society?
Sir, I think that's a big question because, you know, when you talk about culture, it's historical. It's not something that just started now.
It's foundational.
It's been for long. And people are used to it because most of us are raised with it. So, take for instance, a child that is just maybe 4 years, you know, at least 4 years, you be able to understand one or two things. And from 4 years, you start learning or you start hearing, you as a man, you are a king. You as
You're
a
the father
man,
of the
you
house.
are the father of the house. You as a man, there are things you can take. You as a man. So it's registered.
You grow up with it.
You develop yourself with it that as a man, these are the things I can take. As a man, these are the things I should not be able to take. So our culture most of the time has put us in this tight corner that made most especially women not to have this free hand to do things around them. And when you know, when a man or woman cannot express himself or herself, there is this type of pain
Limitation.
and agony that it brings. You are like, you want to talk, you are not free to talk. You want to react, you are not free to react. So instead of you now to calm yourself down most of the time, you see yourself reacting in a negative way. And when you react as a woman, the man sees nothing else. He does not know the next thing to do than that thing that has started talking to him that you are a man, you are a man, you are a man. That thing will push him to want to do something stupid too.
Okay,
And when the two
okay.
of them,
Sorry, let me cut in here.
Okay,
Based
sir.
on the responses that you gave now, does it mean that our culture has not been really very helpful in addressing the subject of domestic violence, both in our religious sector and also in the secular one?
sir, I will say yes. I will say yes. Because most times there are things that we are not supposed to take that our cultures made us to take, that our religion made us to take. Take, for instance, religiously. Religiously, if we are to talk about maybe you are not being religious, you are not a church person, or you are not a mosque person, let me put it that way, and things like this happen to you, you see yourself in a violent relationship, the next thing you want to do is to opt out. But because you are known in your church, what will people say? How will they take it? How many people listen to people that pass through this? How many people, even the so-called men and women of God, how many of them have really taken their time to listen to what they have to say?
And
Instead
even
of
if they
listening,
do, what do they do? And what are the contributions they give? Instead of supporting, do they criticize them? Because there's things that we do in our society, especially in the Christendom, we seems to be like we are superheroes, that we can accept anything. We should be able to accept this and live with it. And those things affect marriages. You know, when a sister is telling you that I'm having issues with my husband, they say, "Ah, brother, don't worry, my sister, God will take care of him. God will change him." Do you understand? And he goes back home,
Same
and this
person
same person still beats up,
continues.
continues. You
You
understand?
that had
And
that complaint initially, what
What
step did
You
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 take
take.
take.
in ensuring
Yes, in
that that
ensuring
thing
that
did
Does
that
not
not
person
repeat
repeat
is
itself
itself
saved.
again?
again.
Because sometimes our sisters in the church are going through things that when even when they tell our pastors, this is what I'm going through, they always tell them, the Lord is your strength, the Lord is your strength, the Lord is your strength. Do you understand? And this, the Lord is your strength. Truly, the Lord is our strength. But these people are going through pain. And at the end of the day, when the thing gets out of hands, they say, ah, she didn't speak out. But actually, that person somehow, someone has experienced, she has been saying it. The body language, your sister comes to church with bruises all over her face, and you see her, and she said, I had an accident. Where? A bike, I had an accident, and all that. But we don't, you know what, we don't listen to these people. And even some of our sisters or brothers are part of our problem. We don't want to speak out because we don't want people
That
to
To
is
tag
say,
you.
it.
to tag you that you are not having
That is
a
it.
good home because
My,
you come with your husband in church driving a big jeep and you park out there. They go, hey sister, welcome, and this person is not happy. Now my question to you, Reverend, is what are the things that pastors or our religious leaders can do to help people, to help our brothers, to help our sisters, to be able to navigate these issues?
all right, thank you. And now, there's a church I attended when I was in Osun State. I love their setup. Let me explain. Now, what the pastor, I don't want to mention his name here, what the pastor did was every family has their pastor. Every family in the church, it's a very big church, but every family in the church has one pastor
Attached to them.
attached to them.
Yes.
You don't need to get to the senior pastor. All you need, the pastor calls you maybe once or twice in a week. If he doesn't see you in church, he calls you, he comes to you, he knows what you're going through. You understand? It's more of a part of your family. He meets your needs. You understand me? Your spiritual needs, he's always there for you. Now, I think the church needs to understand this concept. It's not about opening branch here and there. I think we need to give people, our members, pastors. The Bible says, I will give you pastors after my own heart. Now, to do what? To pastor you. Who is a pastor? A pastor is a shepherd that helps you to navigate issues. Issues as this. Now, how can I say I'm a leader of the church and one of my members is being battered and it goes to the point of somebody dying or so, and I say I don't know? That shows there's lapses as a leader. I should be able to say to myself that I failed. I failed that my member. You understand what I'm saying? So in that aspect, I think pastors should not be after gathering members. We should rather be after how many am I able to manage? What am I doing to manage their life? It's not about giving them money or giving them food.
Yes, sir.
Some people have money, they have food, but they are not enjoying their marriage. They are not enjoying their relationship. Now, in churches also, you discover that it's only once in a year they bring somebody to come and talk about marriage.
Yes, sir.
Why not have, short seminar? Let's just invite 2, 3, 4 families and say, okay, I'm sending you for a marriage seminar. In your church, you family, family, 4 of you, this month you are going for a family seminar. Send them for a family seminar. Look for, you understand what I'm saying? That you are dealing with, you can't be there. You may be a revivalist, you may be an evangelist, you may be a prophet, you may be an apostle. You cannot be a marriage. You see that most people now are going towards marriage. At the time they are going towards prophetic, at the time they are going towards apostle. Now everybody is going towards marriage. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot be a man endowed with that gift of speaking about marriage. You understand me? It's just you. When you hear his words, they are so emphatic. You understand what I'm saying? They are authoritative, and it makes a marriage get better. So send them. Look for a pastor that you know that this man is good. You understand me? Or look for a seminar that is going on. Or organize a short seminar for them to go like that. Then organize quickly. This helps them. At the same time, again, when they bring something to you, you have a counseling unit. When they bring something to you, make sure that you take it. Don't take it with levity. You understand me? There's so many things to be done. I think this is just the few I
Are
can
you
mention.
saying that there are lapses in the church handling of relationship?
Yes, sir.
It's not just the
Yes.
church.
Do you remember? Wait, sorry, please. Do you remember? I have to mention him. He's on social media. A pastor that said something. One of our fathers said something about the relationship unit in the church, and he mentioned that most of their members left the church. Why? Because they were mismanaged.
Okay.
They were mismanaged. Why? Because somebody wants to get married, you will tell the person, don't go and meet this one. You stay away from this one. Now they will leave your church and go and marry outside. So many of those people have gone outside. Now, I'll tell you that until the church begin to, I said something some time ago. I said, relationship is not about being biblical alone. Now, the Bible has given us guidelines, but it's more of practical. There are practical experiences that are going on that if you search from Genesis to Revelation, you may not find it there. You understand me? So now we need to understand the dimension that is going on in the church, the kind of ways that people are managing relationship in the church, that it's working or it's not working. So we help them to, okay, this is what the scriptures say. We can guide them with that knowledge to help them realize that, okay, this is how to do it right and this is how, okay, for example, a man that is providing money before, for the past 10 years, he's not been beating his wife, he's providing money. But when he now has issue with his job, and the woman began to look down and everything, and the woman began to misbehave, and the man started beating his wife. You understand me? The church needs to come into those issues.
Okay, I will come back to you on that. Our expert, what I want to ask on this regard, because we discovered that there should be a factor that constitute this particular issue of domestic violence.
Yeah.
What specifically do you think is the factor, at least one, that can say, okay, maybe the gap should be breached? If that gap is breached, there may not be domestic violence.
Thank you, sir. I think I will mention more than one. The first one, to me, I think, is educational background.
Okay.
If you see a man that gets angry at every little thing, if you see a woman that gets angry at every little thing, I'm not talking about university now, going to the university or you have masters. No.
Information.
But information.
Okay.
Such a man, ask him or her about that thing is getting angry about. Most times, it does not have up to 50% information about that thing.
Just assume.
Yes.
Assumption.
So most times, our educational background affects. Unemployment. Unemployment is another thing. Like Pastor just said, that there are men that have been taking good care of their families from the beginning for years. But immediately they lose their jobs, issue starts. Women, sometimes we don't have that patience of, okay, let me manage. Let me see what I can do, how I can help. If you are not a type of woman that can think towards that side, you will have issue. It is then you will know. I want to give this example of a friend of mine. When this guy was working, in fact, to the least thing in the kitchen, this guy will buy to the house. When he's going home, coming from work, he stays at work for some time, then comes back maybe once a month, and he will come, the boot will be loaded with things. He will bring it home. But immediately this guy lost his job, the wife started. The wife will wake up in the morning, go and wake the husband up, and will tell him, you think you are here, and I will be the one to work for you, and you will eat. She has forgotten all the man has been doing. And this man, he got to a particular time, this man could not take it again. It has to be
violence.
Yes.
So unemployment goes a long way again to affect marriages, to affect relationships.
To an extent, I think it goes beyond even unemployment.
Yes.
Because there are some women that believes that it is the right of the man.
That is where we
to
talk about
take care of
culture.
them.
Yes,
We're still talking about the
Where
same
did they
culture.
get
Talking
that
about
belief from?
religion.
Yes,
That
sir.
Now there's a
religious
scripture that
part.
they used to quote in the Bible. A man that does not take care of his work wasn't an infidel.
Yes, sir.
No, that scripture is more. There is more to read
Yeah,
than
yeah.
what we just
I agree
read.
with you.
Misrepresentation.
Yes,
Of it.
yes,
You understand?
yes.
But see, that's why I say perception.
But sir, I will counter that.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
I want to counter that. That place said, a man, a man.
Uh-huh.
Let's not use this to belittle what a man should do.
Okay.
A man that is not capable of taking care of his household is worse than an infidel.
Okay.
That is what the Bible says.
Okay.
A man.
Okay.
So let's not take it to be it's saying a woman is a man.
Can
Okay.
we
It's a
can we
man.
check
Okay.
that scripture?
Should I read the
Ah,
scripture?
Yes,
No,
let's.
hold
Yes,
on.
it's a
Hold
man.
on.
Yes, yes.
Hold
Let's
on.
let's
Hold
let's.
Pastor Legion.
Can
Okay,
we-
go ahead. Go ahead.
Maybe
Go ahead.
we should not buttress on that so much
Okay.
so as not to be as if we are in the church.
No.
Okay.
If
No,
if
but
you
we-
don't,
But we
it's
need
like
to really
no.
address that subject.
Because
you
it's
know
part
that-
of the religious you are talking, religious
We need
belief
to
we are
address
talking
the
about, the
subject,
culture.
okay?
Even our culture, when a man is not working, is at home, and the wife is going to work, in that society, the man will be tagged as
Yes.
That's
A
useless.
lazy
A
man.
useless
A
man.
and they will be
useless man.
using it, they'll use that same to insult the wife. Well,
Yes,
that,
yes,
you understand?
yes,
They will
yes.
insult. So the society has contributed so much to this issue of domestic violence. The reason that man will beat the wife, you know why? The reason why that man, because already the man don't is believe that the woman does not respect him again. And the worst that can happen to any man is for your wife to disrespect
Yes,
you.
sir.
Let me put it this way, citing from the book of Genesis.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just put it this way to make it easier for us to understand
Okay.
that responsibility is allocated both to the man and to the woman
We all
to
agree.
take care of the
The
family.
family.
Agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. Now the Bible now give us the opportunity to understand both the strength of the man and the strength of the woman in dealing with this subject of the family.
Okay.
Okay, so let us leave it that way.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so as not to now say religious say we should combat all responsibility
On
on
the
the
man.
man.
The man. Okay.
But the other time when we were talking about that woman that committed adultery,
It's the same thing.
And we are all
we
everything
were
still
saying it
fall
that
back
it
to the
was
society
woman.
and
So
the
this
culture.
one should not be shifted from the fact that he's a
No,
man.
we are not shifting it from the we are trying to like address an issue.
Okay.
Okay.
We have seen that there is a problem.
Yes.
How do we solve that problem?
Okay.
Did you understand? Where is the root of that problem?
Yes, sir.
Now, you made mention of education earlier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to ask, what is the initial platform for educating people in order to avoid this domestic violence?
I think that starts from growing up.
Okay.
Yes, it starts
Upbringing?
from upbringing. Yes. When you have a child, like my second son is aggressive a bit. Yes. He's too authoritative. He wants to command, even me, the more he wants to command
The
me.
household.
Yes, the whole household. He wants to be, he will tell his sister, what do you think you are doing? Do you understand? And we begin to be, I and my husband are telling me, look, you have to be soft. You have to be kind. You have to talk to your sister. You treat a woman right. You don't beat a woman. You don't talk harshly. We are nurturing him. You understand? We are letting him know that life is not this hard. You have to be calm. So I think we parents upbringing goes a long way. We have to talk to our children. We have to let them know that my child will say, I want to be an army, and as an army I have to be hard, I have to beat. And I said, no.
Wow.
You as an officer, do you know that officers don't even beat? Officers, they just command, but you don't just, even if you're an officer, you have
Rank.
superior, you have rank, so you have to take it easy. Say okay, because mommy, I want to be an army. So that is, he has this thing inside of him that lets him know that he's in charge. So society, we have to talk to our children. We have to allow our children know that even if you want whatever you want to be, you have to be kind.
Okay, what you are saying is that the parent should be able to get closer to the child
Yes,
in order to ensure the knowledge
Yes.
that he will receive.
Yes.
Okay, let me return back to our expert.
sir.
What do you think is the communication strategy that should be applied in ensuring that domestic violence are reduced or stopped in the society?
I think, to me, the communication strategy should be, family. Everything starts from the family. Today we are talking about Nigeria. Nigeria this, Nigeria that. We're talking about our leaders. But we've forgotten that all these leaders too started from
From
home.
the family.
So everything should start from the family. And one of the strategy that we can use is verbal communication.
Okay.
Verbal. Don't keep silent.
Speak out.
Speak out.
Yeah.
Don't be silent. But don't be aggressive. When you are talking about it, do not be aggressive. Speak out. Then others, when they are speaking, you too learn to
listen.
listen.
Okay. That's very good.
Okay.
Can I come in based on that?
Okay.
Now, sir, you see, I have discovered that women don't understand the makeup of man.
How do you
Even-
mean,
Okay,
sir?
how do you
I
mean?
will explain. I will explain.
Okay.
Now, like my wife is saying something about my second son. I've understood, a natural man carries respect than any other thing. We all have men.
It's
we have-
biblical, sir.
Is a natural man.
It's
Now,
biblical.
but you see, when it comes to the aspect of a woman believes that men need some other things than the others. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you can
Like
give
what specifically?
some women believe that, okay, let me give them good food, or let me give them, good sex and all those things. Those things are good. But you see, nothing is important to a man than respect.
Okay.
You understand me?
Yeah.
In fact, the major reason why a man will eat a woman is
Hold on,
disrespect.
sir.
Do you
What do
know
you
perceived
have to say on
disrespect?
that?
Wait,
Hold on, sir.
man.
Hold on, sir. I'm coming to you.
Okay.
I'm coming to you. She's a woman, so we need
Yeah.
to hear from the woman.
Yeah, okay.
The man needs nothing than respect
Yes,
from
sir.
the wife. Is it true? Did you support the idea?
100%.
Yes, sir. I do. Because even the Bible says it in the book of Ephesians. That,
Let's leave Bible.
okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's leave the Bible.
Yes.
What's your own perspective as regarding a woman respecting a man?
Sir, respect.
I'm sorry, when you want to answer that question,
Okay, sir.
tell us what the woman also require from the man.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, respect. There is a way we as human beings look at respect. We look at respect as if it's something that is so big that you have to put all your effort, you have to put all your energy in doing it. Whereas respect is something that is minor, something small, that all you need to do is just to command it. See, the area of respect, it has to do with both man and woman. If you want a woman to respect you, you too as a man must respect her.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. The part of respect we are talking about now, is it respect in the part of cultural, like kneeling down, or the part of saying sir, ma, sir, ma?
Because there
when we
are
talk
some
about
women that are
respect,
good in doing that.
Yes, there
Yes.
are some.
But they are-
That
Yes.
is not the
My
angle I'm
goodness.
coming from.
No,
No,
that's not the angle.
no. I'm trying to clarify something.
We are coming back to
Because
you.
if we say respect to a man, I know of people that will say a character, they will kneel down and say, "What I pay?" Do you understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So let me say, what part of respect are we talking about? Is it respect in the part of kneeling down to greet your husband in the morning, or is it the part of using an air for him, or is it the part of saying sir, can I, sir, will I, sir, may I? Do you understand me? So that's why, because if we say respect, there are so many ways to respect.
Okay, ma.
Okay.
Then
Can I
is there
come
any
in?
condition?
Condition of
For giving respect to a
to a man.
To
yes.
me, there is no condition
Okay.
that is attached to any respect you give to a man.
Okay.
No condition must be attached.
All right.
You give myself, I see it as something you give to everybody, not only a
Your
man,
husband, okay.
not only your husband, but the one for your husband.
Okay.
The one for your husband, I will still have to go back to the Bible. It is said in the Bible, respect your husband.
Honor.
Okay,
What
ma'am.
if in a
Honor.
situation, you cited
Yes,
an occasion
honor.
earlier that the man used to work before.
Yes.
Okay.
No longer
Now the
working.
man lost his job and then the woman now began to misbehave.
Yes.
What if in a case where, because we have some women too that are very, very good in taking certain family responsibility that edge the man in income, and they are doing very, very well. What if the woman is playing that kind of role and the man is not in any way supportive, truly?
Sir,
And is even ungrateful.
It's even ungrateful.
sir, there is no time I will not talk about myself.
Okay.
There is nothing that a man that has lost his job should do to a woman that should make him to disrespect such a man. Nothing. Nothing, sir. I'm coming, sir. There is this way that I look at life. Before, I used to think that I'm the one, if I should be the one taking responsibility, I should be the one that should be respected. That has always been my mind. That has always
okay.
been my thought.
Okay.
But later on,
Can you repeat that again?
I used to believe
Okay.
Okay.
and have this mindset that if I'm the one providing, if I'm the one taking responsibility, I should be the one to be respected.
There should be a shift.
Yes.
Okay.
Whereas it's wrong.
That means there is
Very,
they are placing
very-
condition on
Yes.
respect.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very wrong. Very, very. There is nothing. If you really love that man, there is nothing that should happen to the man, especially, that should make you to disrespect him. Nothing. Especially as children of God. We are all looking at this point as children of God.
Yes.
We are not looking at it as though if it were to be the world, we would say, let's finish it, let's scatter it. But as children of God, there are ways we should look at things. Now I see reasons why I should not disrespect my husband for anything. It's not by kneeling down. I can tell you for this. Even this morning, my husband still come here. You wake up, you don't even come and praise me. I say, praise you for what?
So do you used to praising him?
Exactly. The question.
Okay.
I said, when did I start to come and praise you? He said, but you should have come at least come and why you me? That was the way he said it.
Wow.
Why
Okay,
me?
when you-
Do you understand?
That's why that's what I talk about
how
cultural.
you used to praise him.
Yes, sir. That's what when I was talking about the cultural part
Okay.
of respect.
Okay.
It's not by
Is
kneeling.
yes.
No.
Sorry.
It's not by kneeling down.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, you want to do something and you are going to him. Sir, should I do it or I should not do it? No.
Sorry, man, where
it's
did you
not
learn
like
that principle? Was it from your culture?
In fact, not from my family.
Okay.
Okay.
It just came like an
Not
idea.
from my family. I want to say what really helped me was the church.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's not everybody that works for.
Of
It
course.
depends on how you see things. What really helped me was the church because I grew up in church.
Okay.
Now I'm into church.
Okay.
Okay.
I hear people talk. And I know if you do this, there's what you expect from it.
Okay.
If you do it this way, and I want to tell you, in those days when I used to have that belief that if I'm the one providing, I should be the one to be respected. I tell you, I never get the respect I wanted
Because you are trying to enforce
because
it.
I was enforcing it.
Okay.
But now that I see that it's never that way, I'm much more respected
Okay.
than then.
Then wow.
Okay. You just you found your own way of handling that issue of respect and regard
Yes, sir.
in such a way that you are now gaining it in return.
Yes.
Okay. Let us return back to our
Okay. All right. Supporting victims of domestic violence. What do you think we can do to support victims of domestic violence in our society?
One of the aspects is what we're doing now.
Okay.
Social media is one of the big things.
Okay.
People have their phones, so they are able to access such information as this. We make the information available to them, like what mommy is saying, about information, getting information. Then another thing is we need to also, love them and create a platform for them. If you're a pastor, create a platform, like those counseling units that, is all encompassing. If possible, train your counselors let them go through courses, let them be trained by psychologists, let them be trained by professionals, so that when such a person comes to them, they can get the best of attention. Then another thing is, you see, there's an aspect I've been trying to have an answer about. Now, your partner beats you up, and you call the police. Now, Yoruba used to make one proverb. Sorry, I'm not a Yoruba, but I like giving Yoruba proverb. Yoruba say that Kindela ti Lashore. Now you have called it, like in the developed world, when such things you yelled on your partner or you shout on your children, they call the police. And when the police comes, okay, you pack your load and leave the house. The man leaves the house.
Yeah, the woman.
The man leaves the house.
The woman have the power is given more to the woman
Yes.
than the man.
Than the man. Now the man leaves the house.
Is it supposed to be so?
There's nothing wants. It's legal. It's
That's
the law.
That's
We
become a
see,
legal
yes,
It's the law, and that is why
women are
today.
the
And that is
weaker
why today.
vessel.
Yeah, and that's why today we have a lot of divorce.
Yes.
Okay, it's divorce is going to about 60 to 70%.
Yes.
In fact, there's a particular country that the divorce rate is 90%.
So are you saying that it's easier for the woman to say she's not going to do it again because she believes the law will back her up?
Yes,
that is what is going
that's
on.
what is going
In
on.
the
That's why we
US,
have
in the UK, that's
most
what's
of the
going on now.
divorce. No, most of the divorce we have is not because the man is interested. In fact, the man cries. The man cries and is begging, and the woman said no, and that increases adultery, because the woman that left the husband and say they want a divorce will now begin to disturb another woman's husband.
Now, so
Okay,
Okay,
that's true. No,
let-
it's true.
Yeah, of course.
That was
of
the case.
course.
There is one particular. I came across a particular clip on social media that said a woman left her husband because he committed adultery, and she went to go and be dating somebody's husband.
Of course,
which one
when
is
they
the truth out of
leave,
that?
are they going to stay? Of course, they won't
So
stay.
that's why we need
alone.
to be careful how we also handle domestic violence, because I don't think separation, divorce, and everything is it. Sometimes we need to know like what we talk about a man that lost his job. I'm a man. I know what it is for a man to lose his job. When I'm taking care of my wife and my family, and I'm the one providing everything, and I lose my job, and there's no money in my hands again, and suddenly my wife begins to disrespect me, you will be pushed.
Okay, sorry, sir.
You will be provoked.
Let me ask this
And
question.
so I'm not praying to get to the point where I now begin to hit my wife, but I'm just saying that the emotional part of one can actually take the better part, and that does not even deserve and say, okay, let's divorce, or maybe you get the man arrested and all those things. So I think that those people need counseling more than even they need arrest. Thank you.
Okay, in handling cases like that, how does faith come to play?
See, that aspect of faith is something that is personal to each person. It's personal. Like, for example, if a man or a woman is going through domestic violence and he believes in God, it's going to be so personal to you. You are the one that decides that you want to hand it over to God, and you will pray. God will answer you. It may take time. He may answer you in diverse ways. I may not be involved in his answering you. I will only pray for you and say, God, please answer this person. You understand? Because it may end up that the man beat the woman to death, and it may end up that they end up killing themselves both. There's an issue, I think it's in is it Pakistan or one of those Asian countries, of a man got into the house and met his wife with another man, and he left the wife. He didn't kill the wife. He just killed the man. The man that, you understand what I'm saying? So we have different ways of responding to things also. And there's another one of the man killing both the wife and the man, and killing the children and killing himself. You understand what I'm saying? So faith I think it's personal. It has nothing to do with the general. I now begin to say, you have to believe in God. That man that is beating you, you don't need to. I don't be me. You understand? There's a message of a Creflo where he talked about one of his member that was being beaten by the husband, and the woman will call and say, God will be with you. Don't worry. You're a sister in the church. You are a leader in the church. You can't
Cannot
divorce.
leave, you
And the
cannot
woman will go back,
divorce.
and the woman will go back, and before you know, one day they were in church on Sunday service, and they heard that the man has beaten the wife to death. And Pastor Creflo cried. And that was where he said, if your husband or your wife is beating you, or there's violence happening in your marriage, I will sign your divorce. That is how aggressive he became, even though it was wrong. But that's how, because the pain of that sister coming to meet you and telling you that I'm going through this thing, and you're telling me to go back, to go back, and to go back. And the lady died in that marriage.
If we want to go by that,
Yeah.
should the church encourage temporal separation?
Sir,
Okay.
Okay.
I think to that, if it's possible, I will
Okay,
agree
if
to
it's
that.
possible.
Not,
it is
but the
possible.
Bible, sorry, excuse me. The Bible says God said, I hate divorce.
This one is not divorce, separation.
Separation. Can that separation lead to divorce?
The
Yes,
Bible
it can.
said God hates divorce
Yes.
on the condition
Condition.
that both couples submit to the authority of God.
Both couples, if I
Yes.
may understand that English.
Both couples, the husband, the wife, submit to the authority of God.
Okay.
So, they
So
both
if-
of them must be
In
children
agreement.
of God.
So if the man or the woman submit to that authority, and the man refuse to submit to that authority, or the woman refuse to submit, whatever the man or the woman is going through in that marriage, far beyond her tolerance or his tolerance, it should
can
continue
go-
to be
that
there.
is-
Even Paul said the same. If you decide to
Should he
stay,
continue to be
At
there?
all.
you
At
know,
all.
even the Bible says something like that. That if you decide to stay, you have not sinned, and if you decide to leave, you understand what I'm saying. But at the same time, what we're talking about separation now, separation has to do with just for some time for the man to get sense and
Yes,
for the
sir.
woman to get sense. But you know, in the law, when you stay away from your partner for a certain amount of years or months, or I don't
You're
know,
automatically
automatically you are divorced.
Thank you, sir. I want to come in this way. I think I said, if possible,
Okay.
if they both agree,
Okay.
it is okay.
to
by me.
excuse themselves.
Yes, for a period of time. Take, for instance, a man that lost his job. If what will give him joy again, that will make him to treat his wife right now, is for him to get the job. I will give this advice, that such a man and that woman, if they want to separate for that moment, for the man to have a job, I will prefer that.
Man, but
And I will not just prefer that, I will make sure that I'm part of it to get that man
Job.
job.
And to
Can-
what
can-
extent?
to
What
the
if the
extent-
man still lose the job again?
Just,
Sir,
no,
I
not
want to
wait.
give
What
an
I want
example.
is okay. Wait, excuse me. The thing is that if you say they should separate for a period of time for the man to get the job, can't they be together and the man still sought for a job? Because what I'm saying is this: if they separate and the man gets a job and get entangled
come
with
back into
someone
the house
else,
again.
Okay.
say because
You can't
when
come
I
back to
was
the house
yes
again.
when I
You
was
can't-
jobless,
I
you
don't
said
have a job.
you
You
left.
left me.
You
Now,
say
when
you
I now
want
get
to
your-
That's why I
excuse me.
said
Even if you
it
now
must
come
be
back,
an
you won't enjoy that
agreement.
job
No,
again.
there cannot be
let's
an
remember.
agreement for separation to get a job.
No, she is speaking from another perspective
let me
on the
tell
ground
you.
that if both of them are able to hold themselves within the
Sales,
time space.
yes, if they can.
Just
And I
to
want
just to
give
just to
this-
reduce the
To
violence.
tend the
Abi?
violence.
Yes,
Yeah,
just
to turn the
reduce it.
violence.
Then
Sometimes.
I want to give
Okay.
us an example of what happened. I think about 6 or 7 years ago. I had a shop somewhere, and I have this lady working for me.
Okay.
Then before she started working for me, herself and the husband, they always have this issue. Bah, bah, bah. The husband will beat her, that the face will, scars all over her body. And I just have to sit her down, ask her, what exactly is the problem? The husband works, but she doesn't. What exactly? I need to know. What do you think could be done? And she told me right there that, okay, if I can get something to do, at least anytime he comes around, he will not meet me at home talking to anybody that he does not want me to talk to.
Yes.
Then that will save me. Then I said, okay, fine. If that should be the case, come. I don't need anybody to manage this place for me. I can do it myself because my job doesn't really take time from me. I can do it, but I want you, come and manage it. The little I give to you will go a long way. And she started. And I tell you, till that lady traveled out, till she traveled out, the husband never for one day
Hit her
hit her
again.
again.
Today we have a lot of people being afraid of getting married. Is domestic violence the cause of it?
And
Yeah,
like from
it
what
contributes. So
Yes,
yeah,
it's
contributes.
like from what she said now, I think that goes about communication.
Okay.
What is it? What do you want? Like, discussion is very important. If in a marriage, before you get married, there are some things that you should even discuss about. I like somebody that works. I want somebody that trades. Some people don't want their wives to work in an office. Some people don't want their wife to work. Some people don't want their wife to trade. Some just want their wife to stay at home. So that's why I'm saying it goes about communication. What are the things you guys are talking about? What are you saying? You understand me? So I think
Okay.
that goes a
So
long way.
very, just try to summarize this now.
Yes, sir.
Give me, within a very, very short time, few seconds, how should the church handle domestic violence when children are involved?
Yeah.
I would
Very brief.
I would advise that the church reach out to such people and educate the both partners the impact of what they are doing on their children. They need to be educated. Probably don't know. You understand? They need to know that what they are bridging what they are building is beyond them now, because they are already setting a foundation for another extensive domestic violence in their children. So they need
Okay.
to know.
Ma,
Yes, sir.
psychologically, what are the psychological effects of domestic violence on children?
Sir, most times it kills their self-esteem. When they are with their peers, they don't want to speak out.
Yes.
They don't want to talk because they believe that if I should talk,
I'll be beaten.
they will make jest of me.
Yes.
If I should talk, they will ask me questions and I will not want, I don't want to leak the secret of my family. So it kills their morale.
Okay. If let us just I hope that we'll still come back with this subject again. some other
I
time.
said something
Yes,
like
sir.
that. It's so
Honestly.
interesting, and
Yes, sir.
you can't finish it
Honestly.
in one
So,
episode.
very, very briefly, in summarizing this, can we have at least 2 steps in handling domestic violence?
Yeah, I think the first step I will talk about,
Solution.
the first step I will talk about that a woman or a man that is involved needs to take is, first of all, communication. I think we've talked about that.
Yeah.
You need to communicate with that partner. What is happening? What do you want? If possible, write it down, tabulate it, and say, okay, in series or in orders, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to handle, what you understand me? It may be sex, it may be finance. Those are things that causes. I remember I met a guy some time ago, and the reason for their divorce was because of washing out water. The wife gave him food but didn't give him washing out water, and before you know, he poured the soup on the wife, and that was it. The woman packed, and the guy regretted it. When he met me, he said he regretted it in his life. In fact, it led him to prison because he began to work with Agberos and all before he went to prison. So you understand what I'm saying? That's one. Then secondly, another thing I also think that a partner needs to do is selflessness. You need to be selfless. Now, before, like when we talk about a man loses his job, if you are selfless, you will understand, okay, he doesn't do that deal before. Now he's doing like this now. What is the problem? It may not be him, it may be me. What can I do to help him? Now, fine, he's the problem, but you also know that you're also the causative agent of the problem because we are together in it, 50-50. So what can I do to bring out his 50 back to 50? And that's
Thank you, sir. From your own perspective, solution?
Yes, sir. I think the first solution I will provide is, one, have a safety plan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
When you see that coming, don't stand and say, whatever you want to do, come and do. No.
Yeah.
Have a safety plan that
Yeah.
when you see it coming, you know where to run to.
Okay.
When you see it coming, you know what to pick. Take away things that you know that can easily entangle that man to injuring
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that is one. Then secondly, I think is for everyone, create a conducive atmosphere
Environment.
for people passing through this to speak
Okay.
and make sure you listen to them.
Okay. And also, maybe if I would put add this to it, if possible, the couple should have an authority they submit to,
Yeah.
like a
good one.
godfather or a pastor or somebody elderly, either in the family of the man or the family of the woman, that they know that if they run to, when the man summon them,
Yes, sir.
they will listen to.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You
Anyway,
must have
from you?
somebody you respect. And in marriage, you should be able to have someone that your husband respects.
Yeah.
To be able to know that person.
Yes,
That if I have issue with my husband, if I should speak to Mommy Gilbert, you should be able
will
to.
listen.
He will listen.
Okay.
You understand? And same goes by. So if not, there are so many things that people take to be too hard. like issue of washing hand, toothpaste. Some people are just too aggressive. They can hit at any given point. You understand? They can hit at any. They are too, and like I said, upbringing. We as we nurture our children, we should be able to talk to them, make them accommodative. They should be able to understand their environment. We are coming from different families,
Yes.
and we should be able to understand that I grew up in the barracks. Everything is fast. He grew up in a separate place. You understand? So we have different ideas.
Do we encourage the members of the church to submit to biblical principles?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. We don't have
Goes a
option.
long way to
It goes a long
encouraging.
way.
Yes.
Encouraging.
It goes a long way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you very much, sir. I know today has been. I said something like we can't exhaust this topic quite a lot. We'll do our best to give it a shot. And I want to thank my friend Pastor Leisure, and I also want to thank
thank you, sir.
my wife, Mrs. Mabel Dokat. Mommy, I thank you very much. God bless you.
Sir,
I'm
welcome, sir.
so glad to be connected to you guys. The idea is to help relationships, and I think we're going to make it very, very, very good if we continue in doing this. And I appreciate that anytime I call you guys, you will always be there for me. Jesus and Friends is Jesus and his friends, and I know you are the friends of Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Now I would like to hear from you on this topic. I would like to hear from you. Your comments are very important. Your questions are also important, and your feedback also. If you are going through domestic violence and you need help, we have professionals in the house, like I said earlier on, and then we also have like Mommy is into a foundation for women and children, so you can send your name and your phone number in the comment section, and we'll reach out to you if you need assistance, if you need help, if you need counseling. We will know how to help you to get over it. It's been a wonderful edition this month, dealing with domestic violence and the right approach. And I believe that you've been able to pick what is important to you. Now, this is Relationship Talk Podcast, and I want to encourage you to please reach out by subscribing, and you send me a message, and I send you a hard copy, a soft copy of my book, Assumption, the Enemy of Sincere Love. It's already out on Amazon, on eBay, and other online bookstores, but I can give it to you if you send your comments. Subscribe and give me 1 or 2 comment section, and I will respond to you. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Anvil's World, on Twitter, which is now X, on at the Anvil's Dream, and on Facebook. My name is Joseph Oshumaitsebi on Facebook. And to meet you sometime next time by this month again, please stay tuned, and the Lord bless you. Bye.